Welcome to Discovering Londonderry. The Londonderry Historical Society and the Londonderry School District take you back to explore the roots of history from within our town. 20 years of footage from the Watts Project continues to help visualize Londonderry's great past. Enjoy the journey that attracted the first settlers to Londonderry through the Revolutionary War to present-day Londonderry.
Welcome, my name is Ginny Dalford, a member of the Londonderry Historical Society. What you're about to see is a short retrospective of two earlier films produced by Melvin Watts, former town historian, together with the Londonderry School District for the series Discovering the History of Londonderry. Marilyn Ham, the current town historian, is continuing Mr. Watts' work, and after this retrospective, Marilyn will invite you to join her as she discusses the settlement of Londonderry, New Hampshire.
As this planet evolved from a fiery mass to having a bedrock surface, different molten minerals cooled as they were thrust outward into layers and vertical strata, which we find in surface rocks or in cuts drilled deep into the solid crust. Another extended early period was that of the glaciers. Large sheets of ice descended from the North Pole to cover the area, scooping out depressions which filled with water. The water lily, a sun-loving plant, closes into a tight bud when the sun does not shine. If you move slowly and peer into the shallow water near the edge, you may see fish such as this perch fanning a section of the pond's bottom with its fins. Through the centuries, Scobie's Pond has remained a natural wonderland. In the southern part of town, one of the best trout fishing streams is Black Brook. In summer, you might discover the yellow meadow lily or the blue flag iris. In Londonderry, the Indian poke generally lives out its lifespan without blooming. We might discover a baby raccoon. One of Londonderry's first plants to develop in boggy places was the sphagnum moss, or the blue bottle gentian. Any and all of these wildflowers may be discovered along any fishing stream in Londonderry. The westerly side of Londonderry is Musquash Meadow. The musquash is an Indian name for muskrat. Muskrat is a relative of the beaver. In this area, the beavers have dammed up a small stream, turning a bog into a pond. In one of the beaver ponds in the Musquash, the great blue herons have found a last refuge against encroaching habitation. Here, the herons have built large platform nests in dead trees. If we return to the start of the fishing season, we find the trout lily's golden blossom, lifting its miniature head in damp, wooded areas. Nearby, the jack-in-the-pulpit hides beneath its canopy of leaves. As summer changes into autumn, the marshland may be filled with bulrushes, cat-o'-nine-tails, whose brown seed stalks wave on high. In contrast to the cat-o'-nine-tails, the flamboyant leaves of the poison sumac wave in the autumn breezes. Its seeds hang below the stems, distinguishing it from the non-poisonous staghorn sumac of the upland. Be alert to clusters of 3 leaves, indicating poison ivy, which causes a severe skin rash on most people. In a forest, the trunk of the pine soars upward for many feet before being topped by green branches. These few green branches transfer the benefit of sunlight down to the rest of the tree. Once every 7 years or so, an abundance of cones grow on the pine tops. These seeds, held by the cones, are the favorite food for red squirrels. With his red tail arched over his back, the squirrel is perfectly at home in the branches, feeding on seeds to his heart's content. If the seeds from the pine cones drop to the ground or are hidden there by the squirrels, they may produce seedlings to rejuvenate the pines of the forest. In contrast to Londonderry's tall evergreen trees are its deciduous trees, those which shed their foliage every autumn. A large variety of these trees may be discovered as we consider the mixed forest of Londonderry. The oaks are just one of a variety of nut trees native to Londonderry. There are many species of oak. Most common are the white, red, and pin oaks. Oaks, perhaps the most common walnut tree found in Londonderry, is the hickory. A densely foliated tree, its nuts grow prolifically at the end of its branches. The most abundant nut in Londonderry is the hazelnut, or the American filbert. One discovers its bushes growing in any clearing, a dense thicket. The catkin blossoms appear in the autumn. Come summer, its nuts grow in clusters, the burr of which is opened by the first frost, releasing a solid nut in each shell. The tallest deciduous tree native to Londonderry is the American elm. Its vasiform shape is very different from all others. The tamarack, or American larch, is the only conifer whose needles turn yellow and drop off each year. The forest is the home of many songbirds. From earliest spring to late fall, their voices may be heard. A few, like the fearless, friendly chickadee, is a year-round resident, as is the goldfinch. The male robin is distinguished by its orange breast. It hops to attract worms. They hear raindrops, and so come to the surface, where the robin can pull and eat them. Probably Londonderry's favorite songbird is the bluebird. It is a casual housekeeper, but a fearless defender of its young. Throughout the summer, the peaceful cooing of the mourning dove may be heard. When the forest is opened by fire or cutting, a unique sequence occurs in nature. With the exposure to sunlight comes a profusion of fireweed in the area. The running blackberry is abundant in Londonderry. An amusing saying, but true, is blackberries are red when they're green, meaning immature, of course. Like the blackberry is the thimbleberry, or black raspberry. Wild strawberry blossoms carpet the ground before the berries ripen in June. Blueberries come in three kinds: high, which grow in swamps, half-high, and low, which cover the ground. Foxes thrive on all these low varieties. The largest single berry grows on